Hey everyone, and welcome back to You Be the Judge. We are your co-host Charlie, aka
We
Tukey.
wait, what? We're the co-hosts?
Oh, we are
We
your
are the
host. We are your host. No. We are your host
we the
Charlie, aka
co-hosts.
Tukey, and my co-host,
Geometric bananas.
smart alecky person you. And this is a podcast where we discuss other people's drama, and you must defend the party you're assigned to the best of your ability, and you will be assigned to it through a coin flip. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with today's episode. Let's go.
You be the judge right now. You can be the judge right now. You be the judge.
Here comes the judge.
You be the judge right now. Come on now and be the judge.
I'm really looking forward to today's episode. We got a few of them here. Let me read the first one.
You're
It's,
shaking them waves today.
I am shaking them waves today. Here we go. Am I in the wrong for not attending my husband's celebration dinner due to the restaurant not having anything I could eat? Selfish. Am I in the wrong for refusing to pay my husband for using a room in the house for my work from home job? And lastly, am I in the wrong for asking my neighbors to be more considerate? They didn't really provide too much info, but we'll see what the story has to tell. So let's go ahead and get right into it. You want to read the first story?
Am I in the wrong for refusing to pay my husband for using a room in the house for my work from home job? I, a 32 female, began working from home 2 months ago. My husband bought the house we live in before we got together. He calls it his property, which is fine by me. The house is small, it only has 2 rooms, one of which is used to be, let me reread that. One of which used to be empty till I started using it as an office for my work from home job. All was going fine with my job till he sat me down last night saying that he's expecting 30% profit from whatever I get from my job since he quote unquote provides the office for my work. I was completely caught off guard by this. I asked if he was serious, and he went on about it being his home and how he could be using this room for his own purpose since it's quote unquote his property. I said no and called him unreasonable, which led to a blow up. I yelled at him, saying he won't get a penny, and he pitched a fit and accused me of taking full advantage, even though there's no mortgage to be paid. I do all the chores in the house as well as pay the bills in half. He got his family involved in this and they're split. His mom thinks I'm being difficult and that 30% is not a huge amount and that his room is providing stability for my work from home job, and so my husband should get some sort of benefits. Am I in the wrong for putting my foot down and refusing to pay a penny?
Wow, that's pretty touchy. That is really touchy. I mean, that's I have my opinions, but that will wait till the end.
Mhm.
That sounds like an interesting situation. Let's go ahead and flip the coin, and you get tails.
Are you kidding?
I am not kidding. I can send you a picture.
Ugh. Fine. Let me get my notepad.
I got my notepad.
Okay.
Do you have your notepad?
Yes, I have
You
my
know, actually, let me
notepad.
get one too, because you change up the stories quite a bit, and you
I
lie a
change
lot.
up the stories.
You lie a lot.
I
So
change up the
you
stories.
change up the stories that shake some waves.
The shake waves.
All right, so go ahead. Start. Let me get the timer going, and go ahead. Your timer starts now.
Okay, so he bought the house before they got together. I was looking at the comment section, just at the back and forth between some of the people, and it said there he actually doesn't even have a mortgage on it. He completely paid the house off. So if you were renting this out, of course you would be expecting some sort of, you wouldn't just be renting it out. Oh, here's the bare minimum. No, you would be charging a good amount of rent to be able to get in back your investment. That's all I have. So I need you to take over from there.
That was nothing.
Hey, I'm grasping at straws here, okay?
Okay, so first of all, in terms of the whole renting situation, No. And the reason why I say no is because if he hadn't done it already with an empty room prior to them getting married, then he's not going to do it while she's there. He saw the opportunity to make a little bit extra bucks out of his own wife and take advantage of the situation and turning the script on her, calling her taking advantage of him. Let's be real. She is now making some money at working from home. And the only reason I can really consider him acting like this is because she's going to start making a significant amount of money. And if she's making a significant amount of money, maybe to the point where it's even more than him, at this point, I say hopefully more than him, then that could be the reason why he's asking for 30%. 30%? Really? 30%? That's what you want to charge your wife to be able to work from home? I mean, it says here, she does the cooking, she does the cleaning, she does everything at the house already as it is. Should she start charging him? Hey, you know what? I'm going to charge you for serving the food, serving, cooking your food, cleaning the house. She should start charging a maid service. If we're gonna nickel and dime the situation, then we gotta nickel and dime it the right way, not just to your benefit.
Okay, she's using the room because she is using it as her office. She could easily be putting her desk either in their bedroom or in the living room. That room can be used for something else. That room can be used for both of them, like as a workout room. It could be used as a joint office rather than just hers.
Yeah, but why would you charge her? It's going to be a benefit to you both, right? One, you don't even have a mortgage. So why would it matter? The only reason why it would really truly matter is that she's making more money than he is and he's jealous. That's the only thing I can really think of why he truly wants to charge her. 30%, that's a lot of money. But what about this? If she was to agree to it, how would he react if she said, fine, you want to charge me rent? Okay, I'm going to 1099 you. Because here's the thing. If she pays him 30%, who's going to pay the taxes on those 30%? Because she still has to pay taxes on that 30% because she's giving it to somebody else. So that money that she's receiving, who's going to pay the taxes on it? She is? So she's getting double hit. No, if that's the situation, fine. You want 30%? Fine, I'll give you 30%, but I'm a 1099 you for it.
How much time left?
We're barely halfway.
Gosh. Okay. All right, let me see if I can just continue on with the argument that I think I have.
I mean, don't force it if you can't think of anything. Just tap out. It's okay.
I'm trying
You
not
tried.
to. I'm trying not to here, man. Okay. The room can be used as something else to both of their benefit. The room can be used as either a joint office that they both can be using. It can be used as an at-home gym that they both can be taken advantage of. It could be used even for them to rent out the room and make that money together. Because he has no mortgage on it, he could be using that. And how do we not know that he didn't want to do that from the beginning? He could have been renting out that room as either renting it out to somebody for full time or as just a short-term rental for somebody who just needs a room for the night. They could rent it out and that would be income for them both.
Yeah, but that's not what it says here. It says here that he wanted to rent it out for personal, or wanted to keep it for personal reasons.
Where does it say that?
It says it right. Okay, so I guess it doesn't say that he's going to be using it for personal reasons.
I was going to say. I
could've
read it. I don't
sworn he
remember that
said
being
that.
said.
But still, I mean, if you didn't have this property, this room rented, right? And why all of a sudden now that she's making money, all of a sudden now he wants part of the room?
It doesn't say that. You know, what if when he was getting ready to put it out, like, hey, I'm just letting people know that I'm going to be renting this out. What if that's when she got the job and now he can't because she got the job and she's using it as an office?
Yeah, you're married. This is going to be a joint venture for both of you guys. Like, you're bringing income to the house.
Okay, they split the bills in half. And he's
which
charging
further
her.
supports what I'm trying to say. She's probably going to start making more money than he is. He got jealous, and now he wants a piece of the pie. There's no reason why he would want to be, doing that to his wife unless she's making way more than he is, and he's like, you know what? We're splitting half of it, and I want a piece of that. And he's just being materialistic over it. He's literally choosing to fight over money.
I
with
tap
his own
out.
wife.
I tap out.
Okay, you tap out. All right, you held off for 7 minutes and 49 seconds.
I can't. I just can't.
Right?
Since I read, I go first, right?
Yes. That's all you.
Okay, this guy is. Ugh, I have no words. I literally have no words. He is. It's exactly like when you said the only thing I can think of is he's jealous because she's making more money than him. In my head, I was thinking that's exactly what it is. This guy's ego
Yeah.
took a hit because his wife is making more money than him.
Yeah.
He paid for the house. There's no mortgage on it, and he's just like, well, I mean, 30%, dude. Come on. Oh, and he had to run to his mommy for her to back him up.
I think he went to his mom for like the validation part of it. Like, Mom, am I right?
Yeah,
Am
exactly.
I wrong?
He can't do anything without validation from his mommy.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree 100%. And I'm telling you right now, I can almost bet that she's making more money than he is, and that's why he's starting to feel that way. He's feeling that pressure of like, oh crap, and he wants a piece of the pie. Granted, yes, they have their bills separate, but you're gonna charge your wife for using a room? Really? A room that's if she's using it for her work, obviously it went untouched, and you're not gonna hire any tenants because you didn't do it before.
Yeah, no, like that's why I tapped out, dude. There's no way that I can just I can't find an argument for him.
Yeah. And you know what? If I was her, I'd say, you know what? You want 30%? Fine. You're gonna take 30% of the liabilities that go with it. I'm gonna 1099 you for that because I'm not gonna pay taxes on those 30,000. Like, why should she be charged? I'm sorry, 30,000, 30%. Why should she be, have to pay for the taxes on that 30%? She should pass it on to him.
Yeah.
And not pay it herself because that's just wrong.
Yeah.
And start charging a maid service fee. Hey, you know what? I cleaned up the house for you. And dude, if she makes more than you, who cares? Literally, who cares? You guys are. I think one of the biggest issues that we have in relationships total is that has become too much of a competition rather than a
partnership.
It's a partnership. It's a teamwork, right? We're on the same team. We're not here to work against each other. We're not here to, you do your thing, I do my thing. I'm independent. You're independent. No, it's a teamwork. That's why you get together with somebody, because you want to be a team.
You have somebody that you want to share your life with.
Exactly. So to the poster, you are definitely not in the wrong for this. You are definitely not in the wrong for refusing to pay your husband, because you shouldn't have to. Absolutely not. I guarantee you, I'm pretty sure the reason why he's asking for it is you're probably making more money than he is and he got jealous.
Yeah, I can't see any other reason why he would charge her.
That's literally the only reason that pops up in my head.
Yeah.
And he had to run to his mom for validation. Mom, am I being too harsh on my... Yes, you are. You are. You guys are attacking this relationship as a team, and you want 30% of her paycheck. You guys are splitting everything, the bills, splitting everything. That's fine, but it doesn't. Come on, you guys are in the house together.
Yeah.
You weren't using the house for anything in particular other than I don't know what it was used for. It doesn't say here, but it wasn't income producing. That's for sure. So
And
why
the
should you
mom-
be entitled to the income?
And the mom is so wrong to be like, well, it's not that big of an amount. It's that room that's providing you stability to be able to work from home. It's like, are you serious?
Yeah, because then comes the next argument where if she says, "Hey, okay, then you know what? I'm just gonna go rent a place to work from wherever it is, an office or something." Well, what's his gonna be argument at that point? Oh, well, why are you gonna waste money like that? It's somewhere else where we can keep it here at the house? No, it has nothing to do with the money. I'm sorry, it has nothing to do with her working from home. It has to do with he wants control and he wants a piece of the pie because he's jealous. That's
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, well, I don't like this guy.
Guilty!
Yes, pretty much. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next story here because
Okay.
I'm getting a little too heated about that guy, and he should just no.
Yeah, I agree.
So to the poster, you are not in the wrong for that. Okay, here we go. Am I in the wrong for not attending my husband's celebration dinner due to the restaurant not having anything I can eat? My husband has been working really hard for the last 2 years to advance at his company, and he finally got the promotion he's been after. I'm really, really proud of him. His parents are too and wanted to take us out to dinner to celebrate. My husband absolutely loves prime rib, and there's only one place in our area that serves it, so he picked that restaurant. Thing is, I'm not fond of steak. I'll eat it, but very rarely. I prefer chicken or steak. Oh, I'm sorry, chicken or fish. I looked up the menu, and before leaving, and right now they have a limited menu. The place had only one fish entree and two chicken entrees, and none of them sounded good for various reasons. I suggested that he pick someplace else, or everyone. Blah. I suggested that he pick somewhere else so everyone can eat. He refused, citing that we rarely get to go to this place, but go to other places in our area regularly, which is true, but those places have lots of variety so everyone can eat. He suggested that I ask if they could prepare the fish or chicken without marinades or sauces, but I didn't want to be too difficult for the kitchen staff. Yeah, apparently just for him. His next suggestion was that I order dessert while everyone else ate entrees, and then when we were done, he would take me where I wanted to go so I could eat dinner while he and the kids ate dessert. So I opted to just not go because I didn't want to sit there not eating and not having a good time while everyone else was. My husband asked me to go so he could celebrate with the people most important to him. I told him no again and that he needed to get going before he was late. He did go, but came back a little over an hour later with the kids and they all had to go boxes. He said that he couldn't think of what to tell the kids about why I didn't go when they kept asking without lying or making me sound bad, which he should have. So so he just got an order for them to go and let the kids spend some time with their grandparents talking in the parking lot. I told him he should have stayed, but he said that I put him in a bad spot with the kids and that I knew he wanted everyone there and that I should have just gotten over my picky eating for one night. I main I maintain if he really wanted us to dinner. What? I maintain if he really wanted us to eat dinner. That's what they wrote. That's what the poster wrote.
No, I maintain if he really wanted us to all eat dinner as a family, then he should have picked a restaurant with a more accommodating menu. Am
There
I
you
in the wrong?
there you go. You finished the story for me. I could not piece that sentence together.
Guys, words are hard.
No, that was a sentence I struggled with. Jeez. I maintain if he really wanted to. I don't know. That sentence just doesn't sound right to me. Is it right?
I've heard that said before.
I maintain if he really wanted us to.
Yeah, it's like when you're having an argument with somebody and you say, "Well, I maintain my position that I want to
That's
have In-N-Out
different. I
tonight."
maintain my position, but if she
Well,
would have
that's
said
what
like,
she's basically saying. I maintain that if he really wanted us to all eat dinner as a family, then he should have picked a restaurant with a more accommodating menu.
okay, that's enough. So let me go ahead and flip this coin over because I'm done arguing over this over a sentence. We have plenty more to argue about. All right, flipping coin now, and I got tails, so I am defending. Who am I defending? I got tails for not attending my husband, so I am defending the husband.
What is up tonight?
We both got tails tonight so far, and look. Yeah, we did. Okay, this is your coin. It is your
I
chosen copper
chosen.
coin. All right, so I'm gonna start my defense,
Let me get my
and
notepad.
yeah, you do that. You're gonna need it.
Yeah.
Started the timer now. Okay, so first of all, right? Keeps saying in this post that somewhere everyone can eat. Everyone. It doesn't sound like everyone had a problem. It sounded like one person had a problem, and that was the wife. Nobody else had a problem in this entire group. Obviously, the parents wanted to go to this. The parents wanted to go to this place because they were okay with it, and obviously he loves steak, so he really wanted to go to this place. The children ended up getting to-go boxes, so clearly they didn't have a problem with this. So she said somewhere everyone can eat. No, lady, no, you're being picky. You are being completely picky. You're being out of line because this day's not about you. Okay. There's sacrifices to be made in every aspect of our life, and if you cannot make a minor sacrifice over a meal to celebrate your husband's victory, and by the way, he's out there busting his butt so that way he can provide for his family. Okay, so you can't just sacrifice one meal, for your husband's enjoyment of a huge accomplishment. She is just outright selfish. That's all I gotta say. And yes, I feel pretty strongly about this.
Yeah. Tell me how you really feel.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you are happy for somebody, you want to make sure that you're like going to celebrate a really big accomplishment like this, you want to make sure that nothing brings the mood down. And you want to make sure that they have a complete, good, and happy night.
Which clearly she brought the mood down.
Well, that's not what her intention was. Her intention was to make sure that he had a good night, which is why she chose not to go. She didn't think that by her not going would bring him down so much.
As his partner, of course he would want her there.
Hey, man, not all partners are like that, okay? Not everybody is gonna be like, oh, hey, it would really mean a lot to me if you're there. There are some partners that'll be like, okay, you want to say hey? All right, fine.
I mean, that's good for them and all, but that's not how this partner is.
Okay,
the husband in this situation he wants her there.
Yeah, you're right. But she wanted to make sure that his night wasn't ruined, so she just chose not to go. Okay, let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
If we all go out and we try to think of something that you... Okay, I can't think of anything as of right now that you strongly dislike.
Because I'm not picky.
First of all, yes, you are. But
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. But I'm gonna think of
The only thing I am picky about, whenever we talk about food is McDonald's. And that's because anything that requires people to be wearing a hazmat suits to handle their fries should not be in our bodies. That's what I'm going to say. That's the only thing I'm picky against. Okay? McDonald's fries, McDonald's food is garbage.
McDonald's is a national treasure. How dare you?
You know, people, the people that mine the potatoes have to wear hazmat suits.
Go get your tinfoil hat. Go get
just
your tinfoil
to
hat.
service them.
Go get your tinfoil hat.
No, the McDonald's, no. I feel like I need a shower just by passing by a McDonald's.
The lovely grease just clogging up my arteries. I love it.
God.
Okay, so back to the argument. I can't think of a specific restaurant right now that you really, really dislike. I know there is a couple, but I can't think of them at the top of my head right now. So I'm
not picky. I don't have any.
Yes,
other than
you are.
McDonald's.
No, I'm gonna throw it back to when we were teenagers. Okay.
Uh-huh.
We used to have Boca. For the listeners, Boca is a little hole in the wall taco joint that is right next to my parents' house. I grew up eating there, and they have the best street tacos that I could put it hands down. If you could think of a street taco place, no one's better than Boca. But back to the point. We ate there so much that you literally got to the point where you're like, I'm going to get sick if you even mention Boca. Yes or no?
Because I actually did get sick because of how much we ate it.
Okay. Answer the question, yes or no. Were you like, don't even mention Boca?
Okay. Yes. But
okay.
There's a difference. Hold on. There's a difference. Give me a chance to defend myself. Okay. Here's the thing. I loved Boca. Okay, but we ate it literally like almost every single day.
Because they are amazing.
I agree. I 100% agree with you. But here's the problem. We ate it so much that my body was just like, nope, you eat this again, and we're gonna puke. And I did one time, if you remember correctly. But it was not because I was being picky. I refused to eat it because I didn't want to get sick. It was, for some reason, my body just didn't want it anymore. Then we went years without it, and how am I now with Rio? Or I'm sorry, with Boca.
With Rio.
Well,
Boca.
I mean, Boca de Rio. That's a full name. So, how am I with Boca?
You'll eat it now.
Yeah.
Okay, but how do you know that that's not this?
I actually said the other day, I'm like, hey, let's go have some Boca. We haven't had in a while.
Okay, but how do you not know that that's the situation here? Maybe she just cannot eat steak that much because then she'll get sick.
He said, here, check this out. He suggested that I ask if they could prepare the chicken or fish without the marinade or sauces, but I didn't want to be difficult to the kitchen staff. Okay, so you're going to be difficult with your entire family, but no, the people in the kitchen that are in the back who I'll never see or hear or talk to ever again for the rest of my life, I don't want to disappoint
Well,
them.
yeah, she's being considerate of the kitchen staff.
To
I will
withhold putting a
always-
sauce?
No. There's a difference between a sauce.
Miss Little Queen of having to adjust anything she orders?
Okay, no. I do not ask for marinades to be adjusted.
Do me a favor.
He
do me a
said
favor.
marinades.
Can you just give me your order when you go to In-N-Out real quick?
Yes. Well,
Just read it out loud real quick. Well, go for it.
okay.
Go for it.
Okay, I get a 3x3 combo,
Uh-huh.
spread only,
Uh-huh.
extra cheese.
Uh-huh.
Back when I had severe celiac disease, I would
Uh-huh.
ask for it protein style
Uh-huh.
with a large lemonade.
Okay, with all that, okay, you just said.
I'm not
What's
asking
easier to
them
say?
change.
What's easier to say? No sauce? Or the entire, the entire novel you just said right now about your
There
order?
is a difference between not asking for a sauce and not asking them to put a marinade. A marinade is literally what you do before you even cook.
Okay, so
And then
you have
there's
an
even sometimes
appetizer.
Depending
have
on
an
how they
appetizer.
depending on how they prepare it, the food has actually been marinating in there for a while, like a couple hours.
Okay, again, there's appetizers that you can have. It's just because you want to be very picky about your taste buds for that very moment. You've been to this restaurant, you just don't like what it's on the menu right now. So you're going to ruin the entire evening because you don't want to sacrifice a little bit of your taste buds.
Okay,
for
now
one
imagine
meal?
imagine how it would be.
Uh-huh.
Okay, if they go to dinner and you've got the whole family there and she's not eating an entree. She's either eating just a salad or maybe an appetizer or just dessert like her husband said. How do you think it'll be with her mother-in-law and her father-in-law and maybe her brothers-in-laws? However that would be said. With everybody asking, why aren't you eating a meal? Oh, because I don't like anything on the menu. Well, why don't you get this? Because, and I know it is with the best of intentions. Okay, I know this. But that part I can sympathize with. Because when I had very severe celiac disease, for me it wasn't even about being picky. It was just, I literally couldn't eat the food because I would get physically ill. And if it would have gotten bad enough, it could have put me in the hospital. So when we would go over to sometimes your family's house, there was literally nothing that I could eat because they were making fried fish tacos or things that I literally could not have. And we would be there for hours. And I would not be able to eat until we were leaving. Then literally the whole night, members of the family would be like, why don't you eat this? I can't, I'll get sick. Well, what about this? I can't, I'll get sick. Man, you can't have nothing. And I gotta sit there and just listen to everybody rubbing it in. Oh, hey, look at all this delicious food that we are eating that you can't have. It's a downer, dude, when you have all these people like just constantly telling you in your ear, well, you're this, you're that. Why can't you just eat this? Why can't you just eat that? It's like, I would love to, but there's nothing that I can.
That was quite a rant. And I gotta tell you, your Mexicanness came out hardcore when you said, man, you can't have nothing. Oh my god, dude. You went full George Lopez on me. That's a lot from a person who can't speak Spanish.
Apparently, my Mexican comes out when I'm upset.
Dude, It shows.
My
But
point is it's
but
a lot.
here's I want to add something because we are past the 10 minutes. We just hit past the 10 minutes, but I do want to
Oh,
add
thank
something.
God.
I do want to add something because you said something, and I don't want the listeners to misconstrue what you're saying.
Okay.
That was your decision because how many times did I tell you, "Hey, there's not going to be food there that you can eat. How about we stop by, get you something to eat, take it there, and you can eat that?" And your response was always the same. "No, I don't want to, because then everybody's
Yeah.
going to see that I have different food." So what? I don't care that they see you with that. They know you can't eat it. Why would we expect you to eat something if we know it's going to make you physically ill? So that's on you. Because I offered it and told you many times, let's get you something to eat. You can take it there. You can eat it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And there was even times where when we would be at the family's house, you would tell me, "Oh, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go with my cousin to get, make a beer run real fast," and you'd come back with food for me.
Yes, I did
Yeah.
that exactly. So
Yeah. I'm not putting it on you.
don't come off like it's all like
I'm not saying none of it
you're
was
trying to
on you.
victimize the whole situation. And
No, no, no.
It
None of it was
doesn't
on
mention
you.
it doesn't mention anything about this poster having any type of diseases. It's
No, no,
more of a
no.
her just being a
It's her being picky, and I get that. What I'm saying is the point of that rant was to say it is a
which you took up a
downer.
good majority of the time on that rant.
The point of it was that, and you know what? That's fine because I was pulling things out. But let me.
That's what she said.
Well, hold on. Where's my ding? Okay. So the point of that rant was to show that she probably just didn't feel like hearing her in-laws or even the kids. Like, why aren't you getting this? And you know what? The way this guy sounds, he sounds like he's a caring husband. So he probably would have felt bad having everybody eating dinner around her when she's not having dinner. And he probably would have been like, "Baby, why don't you have this? Baby, why don't you have this?" Like just trying to accommodate her. And you know what? When you're already, how do I say this? When you're already set, like, no, I don't want anything from here. If somebody's trying to push food onto you, it's like, I already said no, I don't want anything.
Yeah, but you can't sacrifice one meal.
Well, since we're already off of our timer,
Okay, yeah, that's true. That is true. We are done with the timer.
let's go
So
ahead and say what we say. That way I can let the listeners know how I really feel.
okay, so I read the story. So
Yeah.
my true thoughts is to the poster. Yeah, you are definitely in the wrong. How you eat what 2 3 4 5, I don't know what your eating schedules are, but you can't sacrifice one meal to attend your husband's accomplishment. He worked really hard for this, and they want to it's a celebration. Oh my god, I'm just getting so upset just thinking about it. i I get it, you're picky, but life is not all about you, right? Life is not just about what you want. Life has sacrifices, period. There's so many things we've had to sacrifice in our lives, and you know what? It's a part of life. You got to learn to roll with the punches here, and not this. You keep thinking that this dinner was about you and what you were gonna eat, and it's not. It has nothing to do with you. It had to do with, and I get it. You were being a supportive wife by saying that you were very proud of your husband for what he did, and it was a really big accomplishment. And that's, hey, kudos to you. But you can't sacrifice one distasteful dinner, really. I'm pretty sure you've had to do that before when, I don't know, maybe somebody messed up your order in the kitchen. You're just like, screw it, I'll just eat it. How is that any different than to be there and to support an actual family event? That's no, I just poster. Yeah, you're definitely in the wrong. There's no doubt about that.
Okay, so my honest opinion about this is, am I in the wrong for not attending my husband's celebration dinner? Yes, you are. You, more so you, but both you and me have made it clear on this podcast that I can be a picky eater. But let me tell you this, and
You? No.
But you do have to give credit where credit is due. If there's something that I either do not want to eat or cannot eat, and if everybody in the majority wants to go to this one place that I don't want to go, I will still go, especially if it's for a celebration. I will still go. I'll eat something a little bit before,
That you
just so
do.
that way I'm not like, my stomach growling like rah,
Yeah.
during while everyone's eating. I'll eat something little before.
Jeez, your stomach is loud.
I'll maybe have a salad there, or I'll have something small. And then when we're done, then I'll just make you take me to In-N-Out.
Yeah, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But again, even outside of that, how many times have I told you, hey, why don't you just get what you want, and then we'll take it to wherever it is we're going, and you can eat it there. That way we're all
Yeah,
eating
and
together.
I always tell you no, because I'm not gonna walk in with In-N-Out to like an Olive Garden or something. Which, by the way, listeners, I love Olive Garden. I'm just throwing out random names, but but it's like I think she was wrong because she's not fond of steak. Okay, fine. There's chicken or fish. Okay, well, I don't like how they're preparing it this time. Okay, well, guess what? This isn't about you. It's about your husband taking 2 years to finally get a promotion that he was after. You go, be there for your husband.
Yeah.
Who
Because-
cares that they don't have anything that you cannot, or no, let me rephrase that. Not that you cannot eat, that you will not eat. You put that aside, you have something before, go spend time with your family, and then come back, and then on the way home, you either grab yourself something or you drop off your husband and your kids and go get something yourself.
Well said. Well said. That's exactly what because if you guys are going out for your anniversary, or if you guys are going out for a special event that, as a couple, are would you get upset if there's some place that you would really that you really want to go and your husband says no because he doesn't want to go, so he's not going to go? Would you be
Got some
upset?
marbles in your mouth today, dude.
Dude, for real. I'm telling you, I'm getting tongue-tied left and right today.
Seashells.
But no, for real. Like, if you really wanted to go somewhere and your husband didn't want to go, would you get upset? Let's flip the script. I'm pretty sure you would.
And let me say this. There has been times where your family will come up to us and they'll say, "Hey, we're going to go have dinner here, or we're going to go have lunch here. Do you guys want to go?" There'll be times where you really, really want to go, but I don't. So what you'll tell me is, okay, I'm going to go with my parents, or I'm going to go with my family, and I'm going to take the kids. Why don't you go ahead, just enjoy yourself, order whatever it is that you want to eat, and just relax.
Yeah.
'Cause at least when that happens with like your parents or something,
Mhm.
it's not a big deal. It's not like a celebration or something. It's just a typical lunch or just a typical dinner.
Yeah.
They want to spend time together as a family. That's
Exactly.
fine. But you don't mind if I stay behind for that because it's just a lunch
It's
or
just-
it's
yeah,
just
exactly.
a dinner. It's
But if
something
it's a big
simple.
celebration or something like that, then it's more meaningful, right?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the next story. And the last story for today. You want to go ahead and take it away?
Okay. I swear I'm gonna burn this mother down if I get the wrong side on this one to defend.
You know what? It's your coin. That's all I gotta say. So you blamed one coin before, which was a digital coin. Now we have a real coin, or a toy,
Yeah.
I should say, that I've been playing with this entire time. So
That's what she said.
so it's your fault. I mean, I swapped the coins
You did.
by your request.
Yeah, you did. All right.
I mean, what's next? We're gonna get some dice and roll it on the floor?
Dude, I'm so down.
Oh my god.
Oh, we should implement our rock, paper, scissors thing.
How are we gonna? We're on the opposite sides of the room.
We could do air, rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
Okay, for the listeners, those that are of you that are confused,
That's how we
Since-
solve everything.
yeah, literally since we started dating. Even before that, I think we
Yes.
came up with that when we were friends.
Yeah.
Just friends. We settled all debates, all arguments.
Not settled. We still do it. Like,
Yeah.
that's how we settle all of our arguments or debates. It's like, all right, rock, paper, scissors.
Yep.
Loser has to do whatever it is that we were doing.
And it's on the first one. It's always the first one.
Oh, it used to be on three, best out of three, but then she changed it recently.
No, it's always been one.
Lies.
Oh my God.
All
Okay,
right, read the story.
read the story. Am I in the wrong for asking my neighbors to be more considerate? My neighbors are a young couple in their 30s, Annie and Bill. They've had a baby a couple months ago. The baby came home last month after 3 months in the hospital. My wife is friendly with Annie, and we can't have children, so whenever we have a neighbor with a baby, my wife makes friends with them. We have my mom staying with us as she is no longer able to live independently. My mom has complained several times that she can hear the baby crying, especially at night. My wife says the baby has bad reflux. They are trying to deal with it. The baby screams several times a day. It's awful listening to the poor baby cry for so long. It does feel like they aren't dealing with the baby as quickly as they should be, though. The baby screamed for 10 minutes solid the other night. My wife says that the baby screams when they bathe it, as Annie has told her that the baby doesn't like being bathed. Baby is always crying and it's frustrating, especially when mom, meaning his mom, needs peace and quiet to recover from surgery. Since the baby has come home, there is no longer any room on our street during the day as we have street parking. This is making it difficult to get mom to appointments as she can't walk to the end of the street to get to her car. Wait, what? As she can't walk to the end of the street to get her in the car, but we also can't park in the middle of the road as it blocks the road and can take over 10 minutes to get her in the car due to mobility issues. There had always been at least one empty bay outside our house, but now it is always occupied by either someone from their families visiting or one of the healthcare professionals involved in the baby's care. I reached a breaking point at the weekend. Mom had been home alone all day, and she was in tears when I got home from work. Wife was away visiting friends. She said the baby had been screaming all day long. It was still crying when I came home. I went and
That's an
knocked.
interesting choice of word. It
Yes.
was still crying. I just want to
Yeah.
point that out. Go ahead, continue.
Uh-huh. It was still crying when I came home. I went and knocked on Bill and Annie's door to ask if they could quiet the baby down. I could see through the frosted glass that Annie was sitting on the bottom of the stairs, not even trying to calm the baby down. When she came to the door, she apologized and said that she had been trying to calm the baby down, but the new medication was making him constipated, and he was straining to poop. She said that Bill had gone to pick up emergency prescription to try and help. I snapped as she clearly hadn't been trying as she was on the stairs and told her that she needs to be more considerate of others. And if she didn't quiet the baby down, then I would log a noise complaint with the police. Annie was upset at this and closed the door in my face. When my wife came back, she told her what I had said. Now my wife is angry with me as I am making life difficult for a young couple with a sick baby and is giving me the silent treatment. I feel like I may be in the wrong because of how my wife has reacted. But at the same time, the baby is always crying, and I think they need to be more considerate of their neighbors. Am I in the wrong?
Okay, so I'm going to do something a little different right now. I'm going to walk over to your desk. Okay, here I am. You flip the coin, so you don't blame me of any false. And actually, we're going to flip this together. Go ahead.
I haven't
Go
blamed you
ahead.
for anything.
Flip it. Flip it.
Okay, hold on.
Do you not know how to flip a coin?
Not really. Hold on.
Oh my goodness, really? Give me the coin.
No, wait.
What is it?
Tails.
Tails. So you are defending. I'm defending the
You're defending the poster.
poster. Yes, I am.
Okay. Whew! All right.
Jeebus. So I am defending the poster.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
All right, so you read the story. Let me go ahead and start the timer. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, and here we go.
Oh, where do I start? This guy is an idiot. I mean, I get it. Your mom is elderly and she's had surgery, so she needs a quiet place to relax. I get that and I sympathize with that. But this is a baby. A baby was in the hospital for 3 months. And if the baby was in the hospital for that long, It's not no little thing that has kept the baby in the hospital for that long. You are, oh God, what's the word I'm thinking of? Gosh, I can't think of the word, but this guy has no compassion for the fact that a child, a baby, has been in the hospital for 3 months. Who knows what health problems he has or she has, and the baby is crying in pain. And your complaint is, my mom can't, she's complaining about the noise. I'm complaining about the noise. There's no parking in the front. Dude, think about the new parents who have a baby that they are trying to figure out how to keep the baby calm. You are a grown man. Suck it up. Your mother is a grown woman. I guarantee that you cried when you were a baby, so she can put up with it. This is a baby that doesn't understand what is happening to him or her. And you think the baby wants to be crying? No baby wants to cry. No baby is like, oh, I'm enjoying this. This is awesome. Let me cry more. No, they don't want to be doing that. That is the only way that they can communicate. If they were able to talk, then the baby would be saying, hey, mom, I can't poop. This hurts. Or the baby would be saying, mom, something is wrong. The baby would be talking, but guess what? The baby can't talk. Crying is the only way of communication that this baby has. Oh, this guy is selfish. This guy is a moron. And for him to go to her house, if she was sitting on the bottom of those stairs, I can guarantee she was either crying or she was at her wit's end because she was trying to find out how to calm the baby down. She's trying all these different things to bring her baby some comfort. And if her baby was still crying, it takes a toll on you. So for him to go and say, I'm going to file a noise complaint with the police because you're just sitting at the bottom of the stairs not doing anything, man, I would have not only slammed the door in your face, but I would have grabbed a glass of ice water and shoved it in your face.
Not thrown it at him, just like put it like, here, look at this ice water.
No, I would have shoved it.
Not like, okay.
Go for it. Words are
You
hard.
you went on a 3.5-minute rant about that.
I've got some feelings on this, bro.
Clearly you do. Okay. All right, so let me ask you a question. Whose baby is it?
The neighbors.
The neighbors. Okay. It is the neighbor's baby.
Yes.
So they signed up to have that baby. Correct?
Sorry. I'm sorry. It's just the opening of your argument was kind of like when I'm writing an essay and I need to fill up the 90
No,
word.
I'm not. I'm establishing my grounds for my my
Whose
defense
baby
here.
is it? Whose baby is it?
There's a
The
reason
neighbors.
why I'm asking it. The more you're saying that, the more you're supporting my argument, by the way.
Okay, go.
Okay, so what you're saying is it's a neighbor's baby. Now I hear it. Now that's all I hear. That's all I hear now. So our poster did not sign up for that noise, okay? Our poster did not agree. He did not sign anything that says, hey, I'm open to having all this noise, wake up my sickly mother in the middle of the night. That it's not something he signed up for. And now he has to deal with all kinds of different discomforts that he didn't have to deal with before the crying baby came along. Or it came along. Right? So let me ask you this. What if, let's say, the mother was in a lot of pain from whatever medical condition she's got going on?
And I'm sure she is.
Okay, well, let's call it that then. And let's say the baby was not having the medical issues that the baby was having. So she starts screaming in the middle of the night from all the pain. Would the parents complain about the mom waking up the baby consistently?
Would they complain to the neighbors?
Yeah, probably. It's like, hey man, I don't know what's going on over there, but I mean, keep waking up my baby.
If they were to tell them, you know, my mom is having, or she had surgery and she can't live by herself anymore, so we have to take care of her.
Yeah, I get that, but now the husband of the baby, or I'm sorry, the father of the baby, is having to wake up, care for the baby, and have to work full time in the process. So he's being robbed of sleep because the mom is waking up the baby.
Okay, but guess what? The ones that, yeah, if the mom is screaming in pain, the people in that house are not getting sleep anyways because she is up screaming in pain.
Correct. What I'm saying is, would they complain about the mom? Would they complain about the mom waking up the baby?
They probably would complain to each other, but I don't think that they would go complain to their neighbors.
I was going somewhere with this. But anyways,
You're like,
listen, okay? I mean, all that being said, though, he didn't sign up for a crying baby next door, right? It wasn't his baby to have. And we do have a law clause for disturbing the peace. It is their responsibility to keep the baby under control within a reasonable hours. You know, if the baby's crying through all hours of the day, you know, our poster did not sign up for that. That wasn't his decision to have that baby. So why should he have to suffer the consequences of the couples that are next door? It's just like when the neighbors get a dog and they start barking. Well, it's a dog. You know, that's serving its purpose. No, you can call the cops on a neighbor for having their dog barking through all hours of the night. So how is that any different from a baby?
I know for a fact that if you call the cops because a baby is crying, I know for a fact that if you show the police proof of why the baby is crying, like discharge papers from the hospital and everything, they will go to the people who filed the complaint and tell them, can't do anything about it. I know that for a fact because I know someone personally who that has happened to. She had to get the papers from the hospital and show them, look, this is what's wrong with my baby, this is what's wrong with my baby, and this is what's wrong with my baby.
You don't know anybody. You don't have friends. Okay?
Hey, how dare you? I have the coven.
All right, I'm tapping out then. That was my frustration. I'm tapping out.
Oh, yeah, well, no one likes you.
Yeah, well, no one likes you. Jeez.
Well, then who makes that the loser? You, because you married a loser.
You know what? I wanted to say something, but our listeners don't know the full extent of my sense of humor yet, and I don't want it to.
They don't know how we are with each other.
They don't know how they are with how we are with each other. So I'll leave that one for once they actually get to know us and our relationship. So,
Uh-huh.
by the way, listeners, we have a very, very sarcastic sense of humor with each other. That's why I'm saying that. And we joke around pretty heavily with each other. We have the exact sense of humor. We've been best friends since 2003.
Yeah.
And we've been dating since then as well. So
Yeah.
so yeah, that I was gonna say something, and like I said, I don't want anybody to think that it's like, oh my god, should we call the cops for her? Is she okay? Is she safe? Yeah, she's perfectly safe. We just have a very dark sense of humor with each other. That's all.
Yeah, a little too dark.
All right, so let's go ahead and tell how we really feel about this. You read the story, right?
Yep.
Okay, go for it. You want to take it away?
I can't stand this guy. When we had our youngest, our baby was in the hospital for 2 weeks. I wasn't allowed to see him because a week before I went into labor, I got a cold. And when you have asthma, you know, your asthma is triggered by colds, by flus. And right now I have a cough because I just got over COVID and it's triggered my asthma cough pretty bad. So a week before I had him, I got a cold, got over the cold after a few days, but with that, I got my asthma cough. And after I had him, I'm in there in the hospital coughing and coughing. They took my baby away from me and I wasn't allowed to see him in the NICU because of my cough.
So a little background to what you were saying about the NICU part, because you kind of skipped a step there. The baby wasn't taken from us the way you made it sound. I just want to clarify that he wasn't taken from us. His blood sugar was really, really low, and I mean dangerously low. So they put him in the NICU, and then once they got his blood sugars up to par, I guess there's a heart in the valve that when you're born, and
There's a valve in the heart.
yeah, well, obviously.
You said a heart in the valve.
What? Is that what I said?
You
Really?
said
Okay.
yes.
Well, there's a part of the heart that's supposed to shut to after you cut the umbilical cord, because that's originally you're getting the source of oxygen from the umbilical cord. And now when you cut the umbilical cord, the oxygen is supposed to be flowing through the heart. At least that's what I was told. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know how that works. I really don't have much for understanding on how that works.
He basically had a hole in his heart. And they told us that either one of two things would happen. He had some time, they gave him time for the hole to close on its own, or they would have to do surgery on his heart.
Yeah, open heart surgery. So
Yeah.
thankfully his closed. They gave him 3 months. They said if it doesn't close in 3 months, we have to do open heart surgery. So
Yeah.
he was, from the minute, I would say you had him on your chest for maybe 5 minutes pushing it,
Yeah.
before they took him away and took him to the NICU. And I lived in the NICU for the entire 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Take it away. I just wanted the listeners to know that the babies were not taken from us the way you made it sound.
He was taken from me.
No. Well, yes, in a sense, but it was for his own safety. I
I-
just
and
didn't want
yes,
people thinking like, oh my God, what did they do to this poor child? We did nothing. Okay. He was
Yeah,
ill.
No.
He was not taken from us. He
As
was
soon as he was
attended to.
born, as soon as he was born, they put him on my chest and they put like this little oxygen reader and blood sugar reader on him. And normally, like, I guess there's like a number that appears when it's like really, really low. But with our son, there wasn't even a number.
Yeah, it was just.
It just said low. So that was weird to the nurse, and she took the baby and she was trying to try different things, and then that's when she called for the NICU to come get him, because she said this is not normal. And then that was it. I was in the hospital for 3 days. I never saw him once because they didn't let me see him.
Because of her cough, and
Yeah.
which was just her asthma. It wasn't even that you were sick.
I wasn't sick. There was nothing wrong with me. It was just an asthma cough. But they didn't let me in there because they didn't want to take the chance of it being something more. And then since the NICU does have, babies that were very, very sick, they didn't want to chance anything happening with the other babies. And I completely get that. I'm not faulting the nurses. I'm not faulting the doctors.
We're just talking about the emotional pain that we felt.
Yeah, because
I get the nurse's standpoint, right?
Yeah, totally.
The NICU is a very sensitive area for these kids who already have their own problems to deal with. To have to now, potentially add another little sickness that you potentially, in their eyes, could have had, to babies who are already. I mean, I saw while I was living in that in that NICU with the baby. I saw a baby that was born, I think it was at 5 months, and was literally fighting for its life.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to bring anything foreign to on top of the list of reasons why the baby was already trying to just survive. So I get the nurse's standpoint. She's coming at more of an emotional standpoint. So
Yeah, because I totally get the nurses and I totally get the doctors, but as a mother, not being able to see your baby, it's hard, especially since you have no idea what's going on.
yeah,
Because in the hospital, you're not really supposed to have your phone. So, Tuki's in there with our baby, making sure that everything's okay and that he's there, and he can't talk to me because the nurses are not letting him use the phone. So I'm there like, what is going on with my baby?
yeah.
So after all of that time, I finally get to see him one day before they release him. Before he was able to come home, I was able to see him one day before.
Yeah, and it took us having to struggle and scramble for a letter from her doctor stating that she was not sick and it was only her asthma.
Yeah, it
Not
was
an easy
a
letter
nightmare.
to acquire.
It was a nightmare. But the point is that I was able to see him one day before he was released. And then when he finally was able to come home, because of everything that he went through in the hospital and in the NICU, he had colic. For those who don't know, colic is when your baby is crying all the time. And the thing is, it was only with me. If Tukey had him, he was able to be calm. My mother-in-law, my mom, anybody who was able to be in the NICU with him during those 2-3 weeks, he was fine with. But because I wasn't allowed in there, I wasn't allowed that bonding time with him, he didn't want to be around me. And because he didn't want to be around me, he would cry all the time with me. And I'm his mom, while Tukey's working, I'm the one that has to take care of him. So guess what? The whole day he was crying.
The first year of our youngest born was very, very rough on us. So coming from the same perspective as the parents in this situation, we can definitely relate. And
that's why I got so upset when I started my opening argument.
We can definitely relate to them. So the poster, I mean, you're in the wrong, and there's no other way to put it. You really are. I mean, your wife is even upset with you, and here's what I hate about what the poster did here. Not only did he call the baby it, okay, but next, the way he acts is so condescending. He says, "Now my wife is angry with me, and as I was making life difficult for the young couple with a sick baby and giving me the silent treatment." And then here, this is the part that I want to focus on. I feel like I may be in the wrong because of how my wife has reacted. How my wife has reacted? Excuse me? I may be in the wrong because of how... No, you're not maybe. You are in the wrong. It's
not even because he came to his senses and thinking, wow, let me think of how that exchange went. No, it's just because how his wife acted.
Yeah, and clearly you have no children. I mean, you mentioned in here that you can't. Okay? So maybe this is a sign for you. Maybe you weren't ready for a child. I don't mean to sound very rude here to your situation, because my wife and myself were also in the same situation where we weren't able to have kids, but we seeked medical treatment and we got it done. So if you're not able to handle the situation, because these are variables that are thrown at you, okay, there is no such thing as a perfect baby. No such thing as a perfect baby. Every child comes with variables that you have to adjust to. So if you can't handle the situation, how would you have handled it if it was your child? Because your mother's living with you, she's sick, and if your child was having the same health conditions, the same health issues, what would you do then? But you're clearly not ready for a child, because if you were not able to sympathize with the mother who is at the bottom of the stairs, you say she was at the bottom of the steps, I guarantee you, like you said, she was crying down there.
Yeah.
And it's not that she wasn't attending to the baby, it's like she felt backed up against the corner and she didn't know what to do.
I've been there.
That was not her not doing anything about it. That was her distressed out of her mind.
There was literally a point one time where Tukey was at work and I was with the baby all day long, and he was just crying nonstop. My mother-in-law, I don't remember where she was, but she was not there to help me. My mom couldn't come over to help me. My sister-in-law couldn't come over to help me. All the people who I needed to help me, nobody was able to come. So I was there with my baby all day. And then when Tukey finally comes home from work, I was on the couch with the baby, sobbing, literally sobbing, because I couldn't calm him down. He got the baby and just started walking around the room with him, and maybe after a minute and a half to 2 minutes, he was calm and he was fine. I literally ran to the bathroom, curled up in the corner, and was just uncontrollably crying. Because think about it. I have him on my chest for 2 minutes. Then he goes to the NICU for almost 3 weeks.
Where he's prickled and poked and basically treated like a lab rat, unfortunately.
Yes. And then to come home and finally be able to hold your baby, for him to not want to be with you.
It was rough. It was very rough.
Yes. So this guy...
Yeah, I got some pretty strong feelings against you too, Poster, and I'm telling you, you're not ready for a child. You're absolutely not ready for a child because you don't know how your baby would come out. And if you're in that same situation as them, I can already tell you're not going to tolerate it, you're not going to be able to handle it, and you're not ready for that. So, to the poster.
And I'm looking at the comments right now. The highest rated one says, I'm going to get hate for this, but thank God you can't have kids. Your lack of empathy and inability to sympathize are outrageous. Real babies aren't like dogs or dolls. I would hate to see how you would have treated your wife or your own child.
That's kind of along the lines what I was gonna say. Thank God, the whole thank God for not you can't have children, but that's the part of me that I'm like, you know what? I've been in that situation where you can't have children. We were, I should say, and I would wish I don't want to wish that on anybody. So that's why that's why I was like, you know what? I can't believe I even thought about that. I want to take that back. Yeah, that's in essence, it's you're not ready for a child. You really aren't. And okay, I think we've attacked this guy long enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough. You know what this reminds me of? The scene of Office Space when you go back to try to kick the printer. When they put away from the printer, and he tries to go back, and Kate was like, "No, man, no."
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Wow. That was this episode really got us heated
You shook some waves,
on a
man.
personal level. Yeah, I shook some waves big time. This one got us heated on a personal level.
That's real talk right there, man.
Real talk right there, man. All right. Well, everybody, that's a wrap for today. Let us know your thoughts on the arguments and who you think is in the wrong. And don't forget to write to us on either YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and all the social medias ever. Let us know your thoughts on who won. And if there's a story you'd like us to read or even feature a story that happened to you or a situation in which you currently find yourself in, please email us at ohsojudgy@gmail.com. And don't worry, we'll keep the names and scenarios discreet. Please provide all the details so that way we can properly argue both sides. Until next time, judges, you be the judge.
You be the judge right now. You can be the judge right now. You be the judge.
Here comes the judge.
You be the judge right now. Come on.